Hello! Welcome to my craft room. My name is Deanna Gonzalez and I just wanted to show you something that I did with a scrapbooking kit. So Close to My Heart has the fun little kits on the go, right? Well, the thing about those is that their stamp sets that go with those kits are kind of like limited, limited edition to rather an extreme point because they get a catalog gets put out, and oftentimes some of their stamp sets will roll over to the next catalog. But a lot of the to-go kits, whether it be for cards or scrapbooking, it's a one-shot deal. During that 6 months that the catalog's out, if you don't get the kit, you're probably not going to get that stamp set. So something I wanted to show you, because a lot of times I go crazy over some of those stamp sets, and I will go ahead and buy the kits because I really, really want them. And even if I don't quite like the kit that they decide to make, then I will go ahead and do my own thing, but at least I got the stamp set and then all the papers and the embellishments to play along with it. But I did want to show you, this new catalog has a scrapbooking one where I don't necessarily do a lot of scrapbooking, at least not yet. I do love making cards. So I took a scrapbooking kit, the Ariana scrapbooking one, and if you take a look real quick, this is a gorgeous layout. I really do love what they have put together for this kit, but I'm not going to be scrapbooking. And this is a stamp set here that goes with it, and I was just crazy about this, especially the damask, the flowers, this fun border. So I wanted to make a card. I did use another new stamp set, this one here, that's in the new catalog, to get this little square here. But what I did was, I went ahead and I just made this fun little card using the cardstocks, the paper, embellishments that came with this kit. And I think it turned out really fun, just really pretty. And I love the little bows here and, got the little dot things. But anyway, and I did go ahead and I used a stitching stamp. Now I wanted to show you, because how often do those stitched edges look amazing on a card, but you don't necessarily want to spend that much time sewing, right? Well, I wanted to show you how nice just the stitch stamps can even look. And they've got a stamp set right now out with these gorgeous little stitches, and that's where I got this line one, and even the fun one with beautiful border, and just a lot of fun to play with. And I will have links if you go to my blog at deannascraftroom.com or through the link in my YouTube video. It'll take you right to my post where I'll have a link to all these stamp sets, so you'll get the name, you'll be able to see them right off the bat, and hopefully that should help. With the kit does come these cute little bows, and obviously I used 2 of them for the card here already, and a bunch of these little dots, and I'm only using these little ones right now, but they did give me, I think, 2 more sheets of dots, so that's a lot of fun. So I will show you, make sure I have my bows and my dots since I'll be using them, and get this stuff out of the way. And it is so much fun. You can always combine so many different combinations from their paper packs, embellishments, see what goes along. I did find that the outdoor denim and olive go really well with this set, and so that's what I went ahead and chose. And I did go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and stamp the inside of the card here. I just did just this cute little decoration just on the top and bottom on the inside. So we will be doing something fancy today. Simple but fancy, right? So if you just go ahead and take, the sort of a limey, greeny, olivey, bright kind of cardstock, and just cut that so that it'll be, the 4 1/4 by 11. That should be about right, scored at 5 1/2, and you'll get this. And then cut these just 1/4 of an inch inside. So if we just go for 4 and 5 1/4, we're going to get a great little spot here. And then going ahead with the fancy paper and doing the same thing, that's going to look really cute as well. So we just go in 1/4 on either side, and there we are. We get our cute little things here. So I did go ahead, and we will go ahead and just stamp the inside first to give a fun little border, and I use the border stamp that goes with the scrapbooking set, and that is a lot of fun. Now, if you don't want to have to buy more than one stamp set, what you could do, instead of doing the stitching here, you could just go for maybe half of this. Just stamp it so the edge goes here, and that almost looks like a stitching, doesn't it? And just do that on the edge. As well as this centerpiece was the other stamp set, you could put this one, You Are My Happy Place, and stick that right here. I just wanted to have a little bit of a smaller something so that the rest of the beautiful paper would stand out. And so that's something you could do as well if you don't necessarily want to go and buy more than one stamp set, or if you don't have something in your collection that'll already work. But I would definitely advise, if you ever see something you like it so much, you can always go through the stamps that you have already loved and enjoyed, for so long, and just use those if you wish to. If you're like me, you always want a good excuse, go to your husband and be like, I couldn't help myself. There was this amazing set and it goes so perfectly with this one. Look how they go. So if you ever need that, you can always use that as a good excuse. So I'm just going to come in here and just get the edges here. Woo! And obviously didn't do that so well. Let's go on the other side here. I'll just do a better job. Maybe it'll stay down this time. So just go at the bottom this time. Just down and up. There we go. Much better. And I do love the way these colors just go together so well. Aren't they beautiful? And they just feel kind of like a romantic, nostalgic kind of time. Just really pretty, and I really like them. So go ahead and close that for a second. I am going to go ahead as well, and I'm just going to stamp the edge here, just to give it some more, I don't know, almost like an additional, it's not really a texture, but it almost gives it that extra bit of a layer, extra bit of a something, just some fun character. So just go down and up, but it just gives that extra little, oh wow, look at that, So I think that's fun. Just put that aside. And then we'll get our other border out, and we'll just clean this really quick. I love the fact that nowadays you don't have to rush to the sink to get your stamps cleaned up, that you can just use whatever spray and scrub you've got, and look at that, clean. I can go on to my next one and not worry about it. That used to be such a problem. So I'm going to go ahead, and I love the way that this is just going to look like I just stitched it. Not quite as, not quite the same as if I had. It's not going to be so, it's going to be very pretty. I really like it. So just get all the ink here, and I'm just going to try to get this as evenly as possible, but if it's not quite even, don't worry about it, because stitching is not always even. And so it can look a little more authentic even if it ends up being a little out. So I am going to go ahead and just do this one like this, and we just want to make sure our paper will sit in and show the stitchings, and it looks like it's not going to. I've gone in a little too, so we'll just start over and do it this way. Just go ahead and get this stitched. Oops, sorry. I think there's a funny little thing here, so we're just going to trim that paper. I'll just continue on this side, and we'll trim the paper so that it'll fit inside. That shouldn't be too difficult. Just go in like this. I mean, if we ever mess up, we can always do that, right? Luckily, fortunately, we can always fix those problems. So just go ahead, get this clean, and then I'll get the trimmer out, and we'll see if we can trim this up a little bit. Do I have one nearby? I think so. My huge one's over there, but I'll just grab, whoops, okay, just grab this one really quick here, and get this trimmed just a little bit more. We'll just go in, see if this is about right. Wait, where's this gonna cut? Right there, that line. Sorry about that. I don't use this one very much. Oh, it moved. Okay. Let's see. Is there a lock on this one? I don't know. we'll just hold it really firm. You can see how much I use this one. I have my other one that is just my absolute favorite, and I only use this one for those little parts if I can't get it on my big one. And I'm always sad that I can't use my big one when that happens, so oh, there we go. Is that kind of even? There we go. Hopefully there should be a locking mechanism, and I'm sure there is, and I just don't know. So let's see, how does that sit? Is that much better? That is much better, isn't it? We'll just shave a little bit more on this side. Just a little bit. That should hopefully do it for us. But yeah, anytime you have that little bit of a, oh no, it didn't quite work, you know, you can always fix it like that. We'll just do another quick little run on this one. There we go. Alright, so now that we've got that dealt with, just set that aside, put that on the garbage, and we'll be going this way. I think that looks good. Now, for this stamp, I did go ahead and just use some more of this really fun border, and I just decided to use the outdoor denim just to make a bit of a darker border around here. I don't want anything too crazy. I just want something to sort of make it so it's not just a simple square, just a simple color. I wanted this one to have a little bit of character as well. So I did go ahead and do this, and it's fun just sort of doing like a little bit on the edge of something and then seeing how that little bit can make such a difference in your card and make it look so fancy. So I'll just come in here, see how that's going to look. Ooh, and I messed up here. So if you bear with me, we'll try again and just make sure we get this really good on the edge. Maybe I'll go a little more edgy and not worry about, just go like that. There we go. Well, that's very almost not showing up, huh? Well, we'll try again. We'll just stamp a little bit over it. It'll just look like a cute little busy, a little busy one. But it's just in the background. It's not the centerpiece. The centerpiece definitely will stand out. So I'm not going to worry. And just see how it'll look. Yeah, and that'll look really nice. That still looks really nice. Yay! So, cleaner. So how have you been doing? I hope you've been having a lot of fun getting some crafting done. It's been really cold, at least over here it has, and so that's a good time, I think, to just spend time sort of crafting, and you're staying indoors, so might as well do something really fun, right? Make some beautiful things. So here I'm going to just make sure that my square, and I believe this is a 2-inch square, and this is just a little bit smaller. You could always stamp this and then cut it out when you're finished. But to save time, so I didn't have to cut again in front of you, I thought I would do this, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. Luckily, since it's clear, you know, you can usually pretty much see where you're going, and that's good enough for me. I think that's going to look really cute. So I'll get this cleaned up as well. All this cleaning. But it does make it so much easier just to have it all cleaned and done. So here we are. We'll just take this out, and we're going to go ahead and puff our little square up here. So make sure I do that really quick. I really love just going ahead and popping up just little things here and there, just watching how different things can look when you make them more of a 3D sort of a thing. It can be really pretty. So just go ahead and do that. And of course you could, if you do have the stitching one, you could do another stitch, maybe the cross stitch on the top and everything, and that would look really nice as well. I do think that the stitching is so much fun to play with, and so many things we can do with it, I feel like. It's wonderful. So go ahead and put this, alright friend, you can go over there. Go ahead and put this here. Match that up well. And I am going for a little bit thinner on this side than I did on this one. As you can see, I went this way. But since I had to trim the paper in, I did decide that maybe it'd be better if this was a little bit thinner so it'll fit a little better. But you can choose whatever you feel like you like the looks of, and that'll all work as well. So get my little tape runnery guy out. We'll do our insert. And I did see the pink Exiron Mega Runner that Teresa Collins put out, and I think it's so pretty. Yeah, one of these days I think I'm going to have to get it just so I can have another additional pretty something in my craft room. I love having pretty tools. I really think it can add so much. So here we go, and we can always stamp a sentiment in here to further the message, or if we don't want to do that because we would like to, you know, have more room for writing, we don't necessarily need to. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some tape on here, apparently also on my cutting board. Just rub that off. And I will just do a little bit of the basic Eileen's tacky glue, just a very small amount, to make sure that the paper will stay laid down, but won't ripple and look funny. When I first started crafting, I would get beautiful papers, and I would, first I tried glue sticks, because that's what the stores recommended, and I would find that, oh sure, you know, you put your little glue stick all over it and then it would pop up. And I mean like those waxy glue sticks. And you know, it was a lot cheaper of an adhesive, but it also didn't work for me. So I'd find that the paper would be peeling up. So that was kind of sad. And double-sided tape seemed to work the best, but it was also the most expensive. Then I went ahead and tried getting, you know, getting Eileen's glue, because it was very affordable and I could just, you know, put the glue down, and I thought that worked really well. But after it would dry, after it sat and dried for a while, it started to ripple and it would look horrible, and I was so depressed. As you can see, this design is the other side of this fancy paper, and it matches the stamp, so that's like another really fun thing to play with at a later time for me. But thought I'd point that little bit out to you just in case you're interested too. And again, just a little bit of the glue on the edges, and that really makes everything kind of stay together and play nicely, be friends. So I really like that. I always think it's nice when our tools will behave nicely with each other. So just going to go ahead and get that down. And I do like using the stabby poker guy, the skewer guy, because then it makes it so I don't put too much glue on. If I count on just squeezing, yeah, it can squeeze a lot. So here I'll just put this down. And doesn't this look beautiful with the stitching? And you can add so much. We could put, go ahead and put the sentiment here. I thought about doing that. I think this is really cute. As you can see the difference, it's really cute. But I wanted to put the bows on this line here, and you can do whatever you want to. But going ahead, and we'll be using some more embellishments that are in this kit. And you can always buy the bows separate, the little Julie Bobby guy things, the glass beady stickums on the back kind of stuff, separately. But whatever you like. I really think this stamp set is just super fun, a lot of fun to play with. So I will use a stabby pokey tool, and I'm using the darker, not the black and not the clear and not the one in between, but the darker gray. Whoops. And I thought that went really well with these colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those down, and I'm just putting them in the corner here where it looks like it would meet really nicely, and just pressing. I find that these don't stick quite as well as the Stampin' Up! Ones that I've used, that they'll pop off a little more often later on. So if that does happen, you can always glue it down, and then that'll be fine. But it, you know, if you're not really rough with things, then maybe it won't be a problem for you. So I will go ahead, and I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do the striped and the polka dots together. See how put it there. And it does have a little puffy tape sticker thing to keep it down. And you know, I was a little nervous at first when I saw that. I was like, oh, will it stay? But these have stayed, so I think it will. And I think this is super fun and cute. I hope you like this idea. And I hope that when you see a kit, if you really like the stamps, the papers, embellishments, even if you don't necessarily like the design that they've put together, if you just use a bit of imagination and play around with it, you can come up with the cutest things and have so much fun and just expand all the fun tools that you have to work with. So I hope you like this idea. I hope if you do happen to like these stamp sets that you will give it a try. If you scrapbook, you do not make cards, you could do the same thing. You buy a card kit for the stamps and use all the papers in the way that you want to and make a cute scrapbooking kit and just expand, you know, what you have. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're going to have a great day today and have some fun crafting, I hope. And please come by and join me some more at deannascraftroom.com. Thank you. Have a great day. Goodbye.